Welcome, Piper Doug. So this is going to be a little bit of a side video. If you are a John Deere baler owner in the 560 ranges, this will count to you because it doesn't matter if you're net wrap or twine. All that matters is you're boogered. So what's the problem? Well, baling last night, henceforth, big round thing inside it, and everything just upped and quit. So we have turny, and if you look inside there, you'll see turny, and if you look over here, no turny. So we have an issue. So either the shaft is broken or it has come apart. I am more than likely sure that the bearing is crapped out and the bearing has then bound up and then broke the shaft or broke the collar. So we're going to dig into it, and the reason I'm filming this is because I looked on the interwebs and there was nothing about doing this. So you might as well follow me because I haven't a clue what I'm doing. First time doing one of these. So let's get into her. Well folks, it took way longer than it should have. Why? Because there was 3 different sized heads of bolts in this. So I don't know whether someone's been in there messing around, but that took way longer than it was ever supposed to be. But bad news is, yeah, she's sheared in half. So talk to John Deere. So that little doozy of a shaft is $1,000. So yeah, that's the thing, is if you had a broken roller shaft from somewhere else in the baler, you could probably use that. Just cut it up. I don't happen to have one. I don't seem to think I do. But yeah, no, it has to have certain parameters. Anyway, if you look at this, you'll see it's broken halfway through. And where is it broken? Oh, it's broken on the John Deere welds. I don't know why this pipe is there. But that actually looks like somebody else welded on it. Huh. That's not cricket. Anyway, so the greatest thing is, it's going to be Monday morning before they can get me the new one. But I also happen to have a backup baler, so I'm going to rob it in the interim to keep us going. And then, yeah, so there you go. It's Piper Doug lesson. So yeah, you just undo your chains, you just undo those 3 bolts, and just for poops and giggles, this one had a 13 mil, a 14 mil, and a 17 mil bolt holding it on. And then this just slides out. There's a hex collar right in there, So then there's a roll pin here that holds spacers on, and then the sprocket, and then the bearing, and then a bunch of other stuff. And after that, it's pretty straightforward. But now you know more than I did when I started. So I'm going to go take that one apart, and if it's really interesting, I'll bring you along. Okay, it's now dark. Sorry about that. I don't know what to tell you. So this shaft is the 540 variation of, yeah, that's the right one. This is the 540 variation of the shaft. This is off the 1000 shaft that I took off my other baler to keep us going on this one. What I did notice was this one had broken away from the John Deere welds as well. Those welds are there to stop that shaft from working its way out. Actually, this is the other way around. That's the gearbox end. So you'd have this there. That's stuck in the gearbox, and then you have your bearing collar bolted to the baler. So this pushing with the welds pushing against the bearing, it can't go anywhere. It can't go out. That's the only thing holding it from sliding all the way out. So as long as these welds on the John Deere shaft are still good. Now what it looks like has happened, because I could tell from the pounding that they had done on the end of the double sprocket on this shaft, and these are, somebody welded, somebody saw that the tube had come loose, so they welded the tube back onto the shaft, not realizing you've just messed up the actual metal of the shaft. This shaft with the bit of pipe, which is shorter than this one because it's a shorter piece altogether, is $1,000 for this bit of shaft, which is I'll show you right now, about 30 inches. I think I'd figured it out to be. Yeah, it's 29 inches. It's not even 30 inches. It's 29-inch hex shaft with a piece of pipe welded onto it. But what they must have done was they have cooked it after they welded to normalize that pressure, because the weld builds up tension in the steel. There is a hole drilled in it. Well, the dumb diggle who had the baler before us, whoever was working on it and beating the ever-loving bejesus out of the double sprocket, didn't know that, and they welded on there. And that's why it broke. So that's what I gathered from the guys at John Deere. That's why this little piece is so expensive, because they have to temper it. They have to re-temper it after they make it. It's a bugger, but what do you do? Now, for the most part, this never would have come apart. Because like I said, the other baler is way older. And as you can see, it's just been riding around on those welds, because it's not under pressure to go either direction once it's driving. So, that's all I can tell everybody. That's the issue. If you ever take this out and you find, for whatever reason, you're taking it apart like you're doing bearings, or, because I imagine that's what they were doing the bearings. Yep. And the sprocket too, because they laid an absolute beating on it. I said that already. Don't weld the pipe back on. Leave it. Because if you don't know how to temper it, you're just going to break the shaft. I've had the baler less than a year and I broke it. And it wasn't even, I wasn't like charging really heavy bales. I have it on factory settings, so they're 1,300-pound bales. So yeah, if you can learn anything from that, all the power to you. Thanks for watching the video. This has been a Piper Doug production. The one thing I will show you before I'm done is if you are doing a temporary fix, you will find out very quickly that you have to space this shaft out quite a way because it's so much longer. So I put another bearing and a bunch of shims in there. Sorry, I can't turn the light on. So yeah, this shaft would not normally be out here next to the door. It would be back here, about 2 inches back. So, but she made it. That's the thing, is I haven't gone over this baler really well yet since we got it. So it's got a whole bunch of other stuff to get checked up on, but shutting it down, the dew came down. There's a chance of a thunderstorm later on tonight, but I can't keep going. I've got no AC in that tractor. And yeah, we're gonna call her a night. Thank you for watching, everybody. Like I said, the benefit of having a second baler in the yard, that baler is not meant to be a parts baler though, but at least it works as one right now. So, see you in the next video. We'll put you back together, old man.